How's it going today, guys? So we're back for part 2 of the nut brakes on the GTSv2. My lovely girlfriend here, Annalise, has decided to join in and to give us a bit of a hand pulling this down, and she can also be taught on how and what goes where. So dare say we're going to be doing it on your new scooter once it comes. So yes, so yeah, just give a warm welcome to Annalise. She's first time being on camera, so she'll be a bit camera shy. So we're going to start off, guys. So we've got the big thank you to Bike Scooter City, Sona Park. They hooked us up with the right hand side nut brakes that we have here, and the handles are on the bench just there for the time being. So we're going to start. I'll probably put you guys into a time lapse, and we'll just get this teared down, and we'll get back when we got everything sorted out. So we'll see you right. So guys, we've just finished up. So we've loosely mounted this, the nut brake setup. We've fed through the hydraulic cable through the behind the indicators here, fed them up into here. We've then stitched everything back up, fed it up through the middle of here, and then obviously did the same thing from the top here where all the controls and stuff are. So this is where we get into the juicy bit where I tell you guys in part 2 that I would show you how I shorten this down, and I'll do that with using basically the best or basic tools. So for anyone that's actually doing this from home and doesn't have all these fancy pants tools, you can do it from home, and I'll show you how to do all that in just a minute. So we've put this little yellow bit of tape on here just to represent where we want to cut it. So for us, it can either be on either side of this, because it doesn't really matter if we give it a little bit, but we pretty much want it about there, because that's where we want it. So we're cutting into that little spot there, and this will be coming out. This is just to hold the fluid in for the lever. And yeah, well, let's get cutting, shall we? Okay, so guys, this is a bit of a tip. I zip tie, if you've already fitted the line, I zip tie it to the top of the bars, so then that way these actually come pre-bled already. So what bleeding means is they take the air bubbles out of the hydraulic lines, which makes the feel very spongy and whatnot. So because these are already pre-bled, hence the reason why they have these caps on all the stuff. So all these are pre-bled, so if you can try and avoid air bubbles going into the system, the easiest way to do that is obviously keep this up. Now air can't go down, can't be forced into it unless it's obviously been pressurized into it. So if you can keep it upright, it's right. If it leaks out a little bit, it's not overly bad, it's just one little air bubble, but obviously if you can minimize that to the absolute maximum, then yeah, obviously the best result. So I've just got these normal standardized little cutters. They all cut pretty pretty straight as long as you're good with your eyes, and we're going to use those to cut. There we go. So the inside of this, guys, we do need this, so don't throw this away straight away. But what we're going to be doing is there's like a little clear hose in there, and we just get something nice and needle nosed, like a tiny little flathead screwdriver, and you open this back up on the part that you just closed. The reason why I say you don't want to close that or throw this out, there's the fluid, is actually inside of here we actually need that little bit there. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to grab that out. Once I clean my mess off the floor there, just put it on the floor. Yay. But yeah, we're just going to grab that out and put that into that line there. So let's go over to the bench and get that done. So guys, with a nice sharp knife, you want to kind of, you can see the barb actually in there, and what you want to do is try and just cut away at that, because you just want this, you don't want the line. So if you can kind of just cut away.
You can see it in there, little barb. We'll get it out there, let's see if we can get a little closer to it.
Never cut towards yourself too, guys, to be always safe with that too, hey?
So that's that plastic bit, just get down a little bit more.
So after all you've done that, this tiny little piece that you can see on my hand here is what you need. So it's got a little barb on it, and yeah, you just need that. This is the next part you'll need. So sometimes you can actually use this little end piece here to actually weevil into the line to open it up, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to place this aside for the time being, and we're going to grab a flathead. This is our flathead we're going to use, a very small little flathead, just to open it up a bit, and we can slide that little barb straight in. So we'll come over, we'll remove this tape, so we no longer need that. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to see that, but it's actually not too bad on this one, so that's pretty good. Might be able to slip our barb right in there. So in your kit, guys, you'll get these two little things. So this is the cap for the end of your bars, and that's actually the seal that goes inside the bars, which I'll show you how that goes in just a minute. But you want to put these on first before you finish everything off. So we'll just chuck this one on first, put him down, have the wire come out. Then this little guy, put him down. And that will just slide down. We can have him sit there. Then we grab our barb, and we just push him in with our hands. Now guys, if you do have troubles actually pushing this in, there's actually a little nifty tool that I found, because it is quite hard to do. Now if you have two needle nose pliers, it's probably the best way to go about it. So if you actually grab two pairs of needle nose pliers, one to actually hold it upright, and the other one to actually have your other pliers actually grip onto. So you're not squeezing the crap out of it. You don't need to squeeze the crap out of the thing, but it's just to help you coach it in there just a little bit. I think I got a little bit too far away, so just push him in there like so, and there she's in. So nice little nifty trick, doesn't do any damage to anything, and that moves us on to opening this up. So now guys, we're just going to take this out. This is the cap for the bleeding of the handbrake here. So we're just going to grab our little 8mm. It's an 8mm, a lot like the brake lines on a car, which is kind of ironically funny. Pull this little guy out. Again, don't throw away this either, because we actually need this screw that's going in at the moment. So we pull this down. Now you can throw this away. We grab this little guy. Oh, sorry, I didn't actually stuff something up. This little silver guy actually comes on last. So you want to put this over first, because that's what's going to be screwing into the thread. And then this little guy can sit just over that, like so. And then you put this. Now you can cut your zip tie. Have your 8mm ready. Pull everything down so you got a little bit of room. Put this guy in like that, this guy in like that. All goes into that little thing there, as you can see. And you just start turning it in. Now you do want to tighten this up a little bit, like actually quite a fair bit, because you want to create that seal. So that seal that you just put in, that little silver thing, is actually your seal. So that's actually at the minute is actually getting crushed to the end of the our brake lever inside. So you want this to be relatively stiff.
If it wants to go back on, there we go. Yeah, don't worry about that too much yet. And then we can just pull this back out, realign that, and tighten it back up.
There we go, and we should have, there we go, back brakes are working. If we just move this tire, we should be able to see these working, guys. So, yep, nice, awesome. So guys, now it's just pretty much a matter of putting everything back together. So obviously all these grass grips and stuff like that are all loose. You obviously want to tighten these all up, obviously mount your thing where you want it to be mounted, and then after you've done that, you'll want to basically adjust and calibrate your rear caliper depending on your setup. You probably need to do the same thing on the front of this. You do have to clearance the back of the caliper ever so slightly on the inside here, just in there, because it is quite a bit of a tight fit. It's just to stop it from hitting. So but yeah, just want to do that but on the back. But for some reason this one, it doesn't look like it needs to be done because it sits a little higher. But yeah, so yeah, we are good to go. We'll come back and we'll do a review, and Annalise will go for her first spin with all of her brakes. Look at the face of that. Excitement all over it. Alright, we'll see you back in a bit. So guys, I just took that scooter for a spin, that GTSv2 with the hydraulic brakes. It's a bit dark out, so I can't get any footage for you, unfortunately. Though those brakes are phenomenally good. Annalise, what do you reckon? What do you think of the upgrade? So they work really good, guys. Some people might say it's a bit of overkill, but for me personally, brakes are key to anything. You want to be able to stop pretty well spot on. So
they're way better than my old ones.
Yeah, they're way better than the mechanical brakes. I just feel it's more of a safer how they wear. With hydraulic brakes, they wear evenly on both sides instead of just the one side and you're forever changing and adjusting, changing and adjusting. They kind of just go, oh yep, and they even out, and then you just pull the pads out, replace them and whatnot. How much I'd rate this mod? I'd probably go almost up there with the 9. I'd almost go 10 out of 10 mod. But for it to be safe, if some kid runs out in front of you and you need to anchor on and you need to stop fast, I can't recommend it enough. It just pulls up perfectly. It's really fast. I took it as fast as the GTS can go and then just pretty much slammed on, and it probably only took me about, I'd comfortably say about a good 5 meters, if that, not even that probably, to pull up to a complete stop. So impressive. I'll probably get some footage for you in another video, probably just an update on the brakes at another date, but apart from that, very, very, very good mod. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment and a like, and
don't forget to subscribe.
And don't forget to subscribe, guys. Come on, bring it on. And yeah, just leave a comment if you like, what you think, what your thoughts, ideas that you guys might have. Alright guys, have a good one, ride safe.